Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro, friends, and welcome to a new series of the Daily Coffee Pro. This week, we're going to be focusing on the idea of coffee consultants. So I think how the Daily Coffee Pro is going to go this year is that every week we're going to start a new live stream that's themed for the week. And so the stream will start on Mondays. And if you're listening to the podcast, you will receive the first episode on a Tuesday and it will end the next Monday. But it's recorded live on YouTube Monday through Friday. And this week's series will be on coffee consultants. And now, so the idea of coffee consultants and the purpose of this series is focused for people who want to become coffee consultants just as much as it is for people who want to hire coffee consultants. And we will cover a few things throughout this week. And if you'd like to see what the episode topics are going to be, head to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/mapitforward. And all the episodes are already lined up for live streaming. So nothing is pre-recorded. Everything is just me getting on talking about a subject. But what I do is predetermine the things that I think are going to be important to have a quick 15-minute chat about that subject related to the main topic of the theme for the week. So today we're going to be talking about coffee consultants in general. And then throughout this week, we're going to be talking about what you should do if you want to become a coffee consultant, what's involved in that, who you should be hiring if you want to hire a coffee consultant, and what are the different types of coffee consultants that are out there, what you should be charging if you're a coffee consultant, how much you should be paying if you want to hire a coffee consultant, and in general, what should be the outcome of coffee consulting. So I am a coffee business consultant. I work kind of differently than the way most coffee consultants work, although I do have an element to what I do that is the traditional kind of consulting. So that's an hourly rate. And you can hire me to have a chat with me and go through stuff with you for an hour. And it's usually far more than just the hour that goes into the consultation, but we'll get to that throughout this week. But the way that I am more and more enjoying working as a coffee business consultant is through coaching. And I work with businesses. We do monthly coaching. And so what that is it's a flat fee, and everybody pays the same for the coaching. I don't have any kind of favoring anything. I run all of my businesses that way. I have a standard price for everything that happens. And what's involved in that is 1.5 to 2 hour sessions. It says 1.5 on the invoice, but it always goes to at least 2 hours. And that happens twice a month. As well as that, as a part of the monthly fee, is the ability to text or email anytime that you want, and I will respond back to you as quickly as possible, usually within a few hours, at the absolute most within 24 hours. But it's usually my consulting clients are quite a priority for me because I don't want their business flow to stop because of what I've got going on, and I run a pretty tight ship with regards to the way I run both my businesses. So it gives me the room to be able to respond as I need to my consulting clients. And so what coffee consulting is that you hire somebody who is a specialist. And when I say specialist, I don't mean has done it once or twice. I mean they're an absolute expert at what they do. And so whether that be in small business ownership and running a small business, whether it be in workflow setup in a cafe, whether it be in coffee roasting, whether it be in brewing, whether it be in sales, whatever it is that you're hiring a coffee consultant for, they must be an expert at it, is my recommendation. Now, are they? The majority of the people will tell you, if they're being honest, they're not really an expert at what they're doing. And this week we will go into a bit of a deep dive for people who are, how do you identify who is an expert and who isn't an expert? And what relationship does that have to the way that they should be pricing their rates and what you should be paying? So when it comes to consulting, if you are considering becoming a coffee consultant, I would advise you to check out a blog post that we have on our website, Should I Be a Coffee Consultant? That blog post is being revised this week as well. I wrote it in, I think, April or something last year, or August. And it will be re-released this week with new content on it. And the way that you can decide if you're going to be a coffee consultant is not just, have I done what have I been in the coffee industry for a long period of time? And does that mean I should be a coffee consultant? And we will go deep into this tomorrow. But as you progress through this series, I want to invite you to ask yourself the questions that we're going to pose and consider them honestly, and consider them as though you were your potential client and you were going to have to pay you for the service. Because that could be a real leveler, a real equalizer with regards to the way that you see this. I was in a cafe, Coffee Fest, Los Angeles last year. I stopped off at a cafe and a barista walked up to me when I was at the cafe, and he hadn't said anything to me when I ordered my coffee or when he gave me my coffee. But once the cafe got quiet, he just came up to me and just said, I have to say thank you to you. You stopped me from becoming a coffee consultant. And I'm like, cool. Like, what happened? He said, I read your blog and I realized I have no business becoming a coffee consultant. And I said to him, but that doesn't mean that you can't become a coffee consultant. It just means that you're not ready to. He said, oh, I'm going to be a coffee consultant. I just realized that before I can do it, I need a lot more experience and I need to understand what else my potential clients need. So this week we're going to be talking about what it looks like to be in consulting situations, what you need to be able to bring to the situation, and what your actual job is when you are advising clients and when you are showing up and taking somebody's money. I'm a big believer, I'm a massive believer in over-delivering on what your product is. And so at the end of the day, if you're turning up to say that you are a coffee consultant, what does that mean? What can you deliver? And how are you going to over-deliver on that? Because your clients are expecting you to change their business. They are expecting you and trusting you to make their life better. So as we progress through the episodes this week, I want you to think about that if you're thinking of becoming a coffee consultant. If you're considering hiring a coffee consultant, I would like you to consider, as we move through this series, considering the things that are targeted towards people who are becoming coffee consultants, and ask them the questions that you hear me presenting throughout this series this week. Because far too many people are contacting people saying, I need a coffee consultant. And because they're unsure of what a coffee consultant is and what they should be doing, I hear far too often, I was disappointed with what they said they could deliver or what they actually did deliver. Knowing exactly what you need from a client, from a consultant, is going to help you in a multitude of ways. And we will go through that deeply this week, in the sense that, as deeply as you can go in 10 to 15 minutes on a podcast. If you do want to hire a coffee consultant, the one thing I can recommend is that we can find one for you. You can either hire me, and I'm astonished at some of the rates that people think that I charge. I charge in the same ballpark as what other people who are as experienced as me are charging. And I'm still, I don't know if I'm going to be revealing that this week, but if you are interested, go to our webpage, mapperforward.org, and we have a new page up purely for consulting, mapperforward.org/consulting. And if I'm not the person that you need to hire, we have a group of consultants that we have access to and that do work for Map It Forward that we can bring on board to take care of your needs. They're people who I have either personally worked with through Elixir. So we have roasters, roasting consultants that we use. And when people contact us, and recently I was in Mexico doing a 3-day consult for Baristas Bravos. They're a company that is looking at, they will be launching in the next couple of months. And they wanted, not only did they want training in brewing and training in culture and business strategy, they also wanted consulting in roasting. So I took Elliot Renecki from Steady State Roasters with me. He is the person that I trust the most. He roasts for Elixir. Steady State Roasters is one of our roasters, and we took him with us to Mexico. He was the consultant that did the training for roasting. So we have people like that. We have a consultant that works with us on retail sales. We have consultants for a bunch of things that we can put you in contact with and get you the help that you need based on what it is that you're looking to improve in your business. So if you're not signed up to our mailing list, head to our website and sign up there. All of this content is going to be sent out in our weekly newsletter. And also before I go, we have a conversation this week with Kellum Emmanuel. She is the Executive Director of International Women's Coffee Alliance. It's happening this Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. If you are in the Southern Hemisphere, that's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be a great conversation. And Kellum is an incredibly intelligent, thoughtful leader when it comes to this alliance, and is trying to really address a bunch of stuff that is really interesting. So I hope you'll join us for that podcast episode. If you haven't checked out the most recent episode with the badass that is Kira Kennedy, my God, it was such a great conversation. Go and check out. And also our first conversation for this year, that was with Darren Daniel. Darren is the Executive Director of Cup of Excellence. So, peace, love and peanut butter, friends. I'm really excited about this coming series, and I hope you enjoy it.